So this is Miami Harbor here. It's usually really busy. There's ferries going by. And I can't believe it, you know. That's the, Bimini is right there. It's just right there. 8 hours in that direction, you know. So, holy, I'm gonna go anchor and clean the hull and see what's going on, because I can only do like 3 or 4 knots just because there's so much growth on the bottom, because I didn't do a bottom job this year. I couldn't afford it. So I'm gonna get into Fisher Island and get sorted and see what happens here. At Fisher Island, which is just outside of the entrance to the Port of Miami. The port entrance is right over there behind those buildings. That's North Miami Beach. That's the cruise ship terminal, cargo terminal, and downtown Miami. The reason I love this anchorage is because at nighttime, it's the most beautiful sight. All these buildings are lit up. It's like something out of a movie. It's crazy. They got this really cool power generation station over here that makes this really weird noise at nighttime, and I'm gonna try and record it and show it to you guys. It's just the strangest noise, but I've learned to love it because this is just such an amazing place. Look at these birds. This is the problem about here. They crap on your boat. They sit up there and they crap here. Look at this. Little bastards. So I scared them away. So I came here yesterday to get a pump out, and I was able to get a pump out this morning. And my plan is to scrub the bottom of the hull, which is covered in barnacles, and I will show you that in this video. But this isn't a good spot for me to dive in because the tide is moving very quickly here. So I would be wasting oxygen when I'm below the water, and there isn't that many people here. I'm diving on my own, only to 6 feet to work on my hull, but I want to have people within 30 feet on the beach. So I'm going to go over to Flagler Memorial Island and anchor the boat near the beach where there's lots of people, put up a dive flag, and clean the bottom of this boat. Here from these boats. Madness. Let's see what this guy does here. Look at this. We got this guy coming. I was here yesterday and like a wave washed over my entire boat. All water in the saloon, everything. These people don't care. They don't care. And it's kind of like a rite of passage for these big boats to come mow down sailboats in this terminal. Like, look at these waves. Seize the day. I think I've seen that yacht somewhere. Maybe in the Bahamas. We're gonna smash through these waves right now. Oh yeah, look at that. You can surf those waves. Jesus. My God. Madness. What other sort of jerks do we have? Power boater jerks. Alrighty, it's a beautiful morning here at Flagler. I came back to Flagler because I was at Fisher Island and the tide was too much for me to dive the hull. This hull is absolutely chocked full of quarter-size barnacles, I think, and growth. and I can't get the boat above 5 knots at all. So we got to get down there and clean it. This is what happens when you don't do a bottom job before you launch. This year I couldn't afford it. They wanted a whole bunch of money to take it to the work yard, 50 bucks a day, plus all the fees and extras, and then 11 bucks a foot to launch from there. It would have cost me like $2,000–3,000 plus the paint. I just couldn't afford it. So I decided that I was gonna dive the hull this season and scrape it down every few weeks. So we are in 8 feet of water, okay? I will only be diving to 6 feet of water. Tim over here is aware that I'm going to be diving today, and I haven't talked to this guy yet, but I do have my dive flag up here, and I'm going to keep an eye out on boats and listen. All right, so essentially I'm snorkeling with the assistance of scuba so I can get down to the keel. So you guys are going to find out what it looks like after a boat has been in the water for 2 months after not doing a bottom job. So essentially the last time I did a bottom job was in Toronto, and that was like 4 years ago. So let's go down and take a look and see what the hull looks like. Let's give it a scrape down and see if that increases the speed. Wow. So that was pretty crazy. I've never seen growth like that on this hull. I mean, no wonder the boat wasn't going very fast. So when I got out, all these little barnacle things were everywhere. I mean, covered in them, all in my hair, all over the dive equipment. See them still moving. So I became a sea creature for a moment there. They were in my hair and all everywhere. See that? There's so many fish down there too. The fish were just going crazy for these little bites of food. Wow. So I got at least 60 or 70% of the hull done and ran out of air. So the problem is these scuba tanks only last for a certain amount of time. Okay, you can get maybe 45 minutes out of a tank, but eventually you have to have what's called a visual inspection, and these tanks are out of date. Okay, as you can see here, January 2023. So a year ago, geez, I'm bleeding. A year ago, I got these VIP'd, okay, visual inspection. So I now have to get the tanks visually inspected for another year. Okay, so the dive store is way over there, and that's quite a dingy ride. So I think I'm gonna bring the anchor up, go over there, anchor somewhere, and take the dinghy in and get these tanks inspected and filled with air again, so we can finish the bottom of the boat. Alrighty, so I got my tanks here. We're gonna go into the dive shop right now and get them VIP'd, visually inspected. It's right over there. Let's go. So this is the most expensive marina in Miami, that's for sure. Look at all these super yachts here. Very expensive place to stay. And there's a really great marine store in here. It's called, I'll put the name there. This guy named Ronnie that works in there. He's really great, good prices, believe it or not, for this sort of rich area. But there's also a really good dive store, and we're gonna go in there and see how much it costs to have these tanks visually inspected. All right, so it's funny, I got a buddy that runs a marine store in there. He was in there. We got chatting for like an hour. I got back here, these guys were a bit pissed that I'm sitting here. So look at this place, it's crazy, eh? So we got the boat show on right now, so it's pretty crazy here. Everyone's got their flags up, and really interesting, very busy marina. And this is the most expensive marina in Miami, right here. Miami Beach Marina. I got a buddy in here, Ronnie, that runs the marine store. Amazing dude, absolutely cool dude. Probably gonna go hang out with him this Thursday. Really interesting guy. Definitely gonna show you guys. This guy is like a wealth of information about history of Miami. It's fascinating. Anyway, the tanks are dropped off, and let's get back to the boat. I'm gonna come back in the morning and pick them up. The visual inspection on the scuba tanks cost roughly 70 Canadian dollars, and that was to have 2 tanks inspected and filled with air. Miami is an absolute must-visit destination. I know I was critical of Miami in the last video, North Miami Beach. It's pretty good if you're just going to anchor and not go ashore. It's a great spot, but if you need to provision, definitely don't go near the Flagler Memorial Island area. Miami has sort of become a home away from home for me, especially the Fisher Island anchorage. Absolutely beautiful place. Something special about this place, the energy. Absolutely fascinating. I'm so excited to bring you the next video. It's mind-boggling to think that this sort of thing happens in Miami. You'll have to just watch the next video. Click on the link on the top right screen if you want to start from the beginning and watch from the very beginning, from when I left Toronto, came all the way down the eastern seaboard, all the way to Miami, across to the Bahamas and back. You can also find Patreon-only content that's not on YouTube by clicking in the description down below. You can join my Patreon. It's only $3 a month, and it really helps me out. I appreciate everyone's donations and help with this channel. It's the thing that's keeping this channel going at this point. That's it for this video. Captain Michael signing out. We'll see you next week.